All right. So I'm moving back into the recording that I did yesterday. I don't know if this is going to pause or start over, so I'm starting over. So I did a recording yesterday and I was talking about energy. And I went into the aspect of pretty much energy that is not compatible or doesn't like you. It could be a secret that it doesn't like you, but you feel intuitively that something is wrong. I often have these conversations with, those that I work with in sessions, and it's important to um, pay attention to that because when you're in the energy of people who don't like you or people that will use you for their own gain, that will happen if you don't change something about you dealing with them. The other thing that I brought up is that, toxic energy is something that many talk about. But the fact of the matter that we're not trying to clear energy within ourselves that says, I'm a suffering martyr. I just believe to treat everyone kind, even if they don't treat me. The first law of nature is self-preservation. And even when you go back after you have become religious or your spirituality has elevated, if you read Deuteronomy 1, you'll see that one-on-one relationship that Moses had with God, which really brought him into elevation of the development. Even when he was in the desert, he had to call on God. The desert, it shows a sign of us being in a drought within ourselves because everything concerning our spiritual development has to do with inside of us first and then out. A lot of people are still working from the material side, where we were called, as in what Christ is teaching us, to go within. The temple of God is within, and so as we meet with God within, our intuition begins to sharpen, and we can feel this. And some people are at a stopping place where they don't know what to do with people that treat them a certain way. And that's the cue in your lesson for you to speak up or for you to make changes in you. Changes in you could be in a situation, not telling people what they need to do, but as an example, it could be you putting a distance between you and people, because if your energy is not compatible, generally there's going to be a lot of conflict because you're not in that energy anymore. People will classify energy by the type of money that they have, and um, then they'll also classify what they don't have, in regards to money. And so when you look at spiritual wealth, it's an energy, and it's what the Bible really talks about, spiritual wealth. We were born in a breach position because we came into the world looking at material things, and everyone put us in a focus of material. The focus of material is to make other people rich. If I don't get a clue that I'm making everybody else rich, then I'm working against myself, because if I'm not getting rich in the process, then there's something wrong. Now, I could be getting rich again, spiritually, mentally, or physically, whatever my soul needs right now, right? But the key is, number one, to be able to discern the people that you are around and to know what you're working with. The Bible tells us to know those that you labor amongst, because if you don't, you could be laboring in vain because people won't appreciate you. But the other thing about that is you appreciating yourself. When you learn to appreciate yourself, then everyone will appreciate you because there will be changes. You will begin to say yay and nay to things because you know that you deserve more. The energy itself is not to blame, or should I say the person. They have an energy that is provoking you to change. And if you stay the same, then you're going to become someone that always speaks victimization, that someone is doing something or someone thinks something of me. Who cares what they think of you when you are confident in yourself? You know what I'm saying? And that's where the lesson is for an energy that comes in and it causes you conflict. Any questions, please reach out to me at kimwarnersworld.com. That's my email address. And of course, I do sessions and I have classes that I teach on Thursdays. The moon is very the moon is connected to your emotions. If you're not able to master your emotions, you want to look at your moon sign and say, what is it that I need to change under that moon sign? You also want to look at the energies that you're walking with, because I did say in the video yesterday, the energies that you are with can become a chattering in your head, and you can't hear what God is saying. You can't see what God is giving you in dreams and that kind of thing. If those voices overpower the true God, then that means that the naysayer, the enemy, they call it in the church conversation, is what you hear, and you'll begin to follow after other voices. He says no other stranger, no other voice, that we're not to follow any other voice but his. So we're cultivating how to hear the voice of God. But if we continue to hear the voice of other individuals that masters our thought processes, or even if we think that we're God over God and we have to do something to help people where people are not helping themselves, we become enablers. We become individuals that are keeping people from learning their own lessons. And the reason why we have so much, so many problems in the world is because no one is corrected. I say no one, but I mean, people are not being corrected. Those that are corrected and they heed to correction and accountability and responsibility, they are under God's protection because they're beginning to own up to the issues that they have caused others. It's one thing to say that, there's someone that's bothering me. And of course, we've bothered people. Every one of us have fallen short of something. But when situations continue and it begins to cause issues for you in all different dynamics of your life, where you're losing money, you're losing sleep, you're sick, these are opportunities for you to realize that there's something around you that is not conducive to your growth, and that God is trying to tell you, or the fence of protection is lifting because you're not hearing what the Spirit is saying. So I hope that helps you guys today. Again, value your energy, because your energy is where you connect with God, and God is your source. And so all of your resources come through your connection with God. And so your resources should also respect you if you respect yourself. Blessings. Have a good one.